Hey everybody! I hope your quarantine's going well. I know it's not easy to stay inside for this long, but we're getting through it together. Your professors have told me that you are learning about animals and comparisons, so I've decided to put together an activity for you. This activity is a video that you will watch, and while you're watching it, you will answer some questions. So before this activity, I've put together a little presentation that will help with vocabulary and structures that you need to answer the questions. So I hope that this video helps. You can watch it as many times as you need, and if you need any more help, your professors and I are here for you. So let's get started. Here is my presentation on comparisons. I hope you have your notebook ready. You should write down some of the things that you see in this presentation. We're going to start off with some vocabulary. This is a list of animals. You're probably already very familiar with a lot of these. Some of them are very similar to their Spanish words. Please pause the video and write down any words that you feel like you need to know. On this slide, I have pictures of each animal so that you can identify it. Feel free to either write down the Spanish translation of each animal or draw a picture of it so that you know what it is. Here is a cat, an elephant, a penguin, a worm, a whale, a bee, birds, ants, snake, an anteater, a crab, a dog, fish, a hippo, and seagulls. Here is a list of adjectives. Adjectives are used to describe things. On the left are the words in English, and on the right are their Spanish translations. Please take a moment to write down this list. We have the words intelligent, smart, dumb, powerful, weak, big, small, dangerous, and safe. Here are the same adjectives in two lists, on the left and on the right. These words are opposites. Please take a moment to copy the list and match the opposites on the left side to the ones on the right. When you are finished, click play and I will show you the answers. The opposite of dumb is smart or intelligent. The opposite of powerful is weak. The opposite of small is big. And the opposite of dangerous is safe. I hope you got all of those correct. Now we're going to go on to see how to form comparisons. These are general guidelines that you should follow. Feel free to copy them if you feel like they would help you. Otherwise, just pay attention as I go through it. So the words on the left are simply the same adjectives that we saw earlier. This list consists of simple adjectives where you simply add er to the word when you're making comparisons. These words are small and only require the addition of er. Here are some irregular adjectives. For the words that are longer, such as intelligent, powerful, or dangerous, you don't do anything to the word, you simply add more or less when you're making comparisons with them. The words good and bad are also irregular. These do not follow any rules, so you simply have to memorize them. Good becomes better, and bad becomes worse. We are now going to talk about how to form the sentences. we're going to compare x and y. So I have x is blank, then y. ADJ simply means adjective. So any kind of description word that you would like to put goes here. So what you need is an adjective and the word than. For example, x is bigger than y. X is better than y. X is more intelligent than y. So this is saying one thing is something than the other, is more or less of something than the other. Another way we can do comparisons is saying they are the same. This is seen with the second example. X is as blank as y. Here, you simply put the adjective between the words as and as. For example, X is as smart as y. X is as bad as y. X is as happy as y. In this case, you are saying they are the same as each other, and you don't change the adjective. There's no need to add er or the words more or less. You simply put the word between as and as. Let's look at some examples. We're going to compare an elephant to a worm using the words big and small. So, how do we put big and small in their comparative forms? Since these words are small, we simply add er, as well as the word than. So let's compare an elephant to a worm. Is an elephant bigger than a worm or smaller than a worm? Yes, an elephant is bigger than a worm. So let's write it the other way, using the word small. We would say worms are smaller than elephants. Next example. Let's compare fish and birds, using the words smart and dumb. How would we change smart and dumb into their comparative forms? We simply add er and use the word than. So, are fish smarter or dumber than birds? This may be an opinion, but in my opinion, fish are dumber than birds. So how can we reword this to use the word smart? We could say, birds are smarter than fish. Next example, we will compare hippos and ants. Remember, if you're not sure what these animals are, you can go back in the video to look at those pictures. I hope you wrote them down. Let's compare them using the words powerful and weak. How do we change those to their comparative forms? Powerful, you add the word more, and weak, you add er. And both of these, you use the word than. So if we're comparing hippos to ants, what would we say? We could say hippos are more powerful than ants. Now if we want to say ants, we could say ants are weaker than hippos. Let's compare cats and dogs using dangerous and safe, but this time we're going to say that they're the same levels of dangerous and safe. One is not more or less than the other. They are equal. So, instead of using the word than, we will use as. So we could say dogs are as dangerous as cats, and cats are as safe as dogs. When you are writing comparisons that are the same, it simply is the adjective between as and as. So let's see some irregulars. We're going to compare a snake to a bee using the words good and bad. How do we put good and bad into their comparative forms? Let's look. It's better or worse. So bees, in my opinion, are worse than snakes. And snakes are better than bees. Now I'm going to explain to you what the video activity consists of. While you are watching the video, there will be questions that you will need to answer. There are 3 types of questions. Fill in the blank. You will be given a sentence that looks very similar to this example. Babies are small, blank, their parents. So, what you will need to do is write babies are, compare the two using the word small. So babies are smaller than their parents. You will see true or false questions. Is this statement true or false? Babies are bigger than their parents. The statement is false. You will also see multiple choice questions. Babies are blank their parents. Are babies bigger than their parents, smaller than their parents, or smarter than their parents? The correct choice is smaller than. I'm now going to explain how to access the video activity. You will be provided with a link. After clicking on that link, this is the web page you will see. The web page will ask you to register. Go ahead and click on the word sign up. When you click on sign up, it will ask you if you are a language teacher or a language learner. Go ahead and choose language learner. When creating a username, use your first name and your last initial. If it says that the username is already in use, go ahead and add a few numbers to it. Use the email address provided to you by the school, and any password that you can remember will be okay. Your country will be Spain. You'll have to make sure they know that you're not a robot, and you can click sign up as a student. Once you have created an account, this is the video that you will see. Make sure that the play mode is on interactive mode and click start. Once you start the video, it will ask you questions. These questions are in the video and there is no need to click on anything outside of the video. This eye right here allows you to see the question or hide the question. If I click on it, I can see the video, and if I click on it again, I can see the question. So you will go through all of the questions, and once you reach the end of the video, you will click send to teacher. After you send them to the teacher, I will be able to see your responses. Good luck!